Stu, Property Information Form saga. The sixth edition is now with us.
It is.
2026.
It is.
The fifth edition was a bit of a disaster.
Ill-fated, let's call it that. It's been polite, isn't it?
Yeah, let's put that to one side.
Yeah.
So, you've been using the sixth edition for a while now, Stu. Are there any, is it a big change? Is it significantly better than the fifth edition? What's your view as a sort of the main end user here?
It's not a big change in terms of the property information form, because of course we've gone from one extent to another. But if we look back at the edition we were originally using, we've got something which is a lot more workable, a lot more client friendly, with at least with some decent notes, which we'll come on to in a minute as well. But of course it's a lot different to the previous edition. Frankly, we've discussed it lots of times before, was a total disaster.
Yeah.
What more can we say about that? But yeah, look, we're now in a time where there's something which is a lot more workable, client friendly, and we can live with that, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Law Society have said that the Property Information Form 6th edition should now, via all the licensed suppliers, be available to firms, which I'm sure it is. It's compulsory for use by Conveyancing Quality Scheme firms from the 30th of March 2026. Don't think that's particularly controversial now. It's not massively different to the fourth edition, really, is it? Which was really its predecessor.
Yeah.
Because the fifth edition was so awful. But I watched a Law Society webinar very recently about the sixth edition PIF, Stu, and I think the main thing to come out of that, and I've got to be honest and say not a lot came out of it, if I'm honest, was the fact that the Law Society have said that the conveyancing protocol will be changed so that for CQS accredited firms, it becomes compulsory to send the explanatory notes to sellers and buyers.
Yes.
Now, to be fair, I'm sure lots of firms do that already.
Yeah.
But and we have, certainly the Law Society, to my knowledge, have given no time frame and no additional detail about when that protocol change will be made. And frankly, in my experience, it's going to take quite a long time to do that.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say, Stu, that the explanatory notes to the sixth edition are massively better than the fourth edition.
Oh, yeah, another level, aren't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, look, we do need those notes. I'm quite happy with those to a certain degree, and they are useful for clients. Whether clients read the explanatory notes, that's another question entirely.
Yeah.
I suggest they probably don't. Whether it reduces calls that you might receive, I don't understand that question. I suggest it probably won't again, but at least we've got something to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. And certainly, one thing I question about the explanatory notes, Stu, is the fact that there are quite a lot of links in there. I mean, firms might not have looked at this in a lot of detail yet, which seem to send clients, sellers and buyers to very, very broad, huge, publicly available information, like I think it's the definition of title plan.
Yeah.
They've got a link to the entire land registry website.
It's too complicated. It's not specific enough.
No.
And it's like a lot of things, isn't it, that we deal with at the start of a transaction. It's not really bespoke for a client, that's buying a property or indeed selling a property, completing these forms. It's too generic, too trying to cover everything in the whole world.
Yeah, I don't think that is at all helpful for clients, I've got to say.
No, it makes it more complicated.
It is. I think firms are going to have to probably expect quite complicated queries from diligent clients.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to ring up and say, well, I looked on the entire land registry website, Stuart, and I saw blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really unhelpful. But what the Law Society weren't able or didn't, because I asked a couple of times, haven't answered so far. Given that they have improved the explanatory notes, they've included lots of links, but who's going to keep the links up to date?
Absolutely. We all think they're the same thing. These links are going to go out of date, aren't they?
Yeah.
Clients are going to be clicking on them and they won't put up the right page. If they do, of course. And as I said before, this is not going to be a medium that's going to reduce the amount of calls that we get at the onset. Simple questions, simple answers. It's got a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, I think so. So I think the takeaway for firms is expect the protocol to change, particularly if you're CQS accredited. If you're not sending the explanatory notes, I think you're going to be required to do so. But actually what I think firms should be doing, that I suspect lots haven't, is actually familiarise yourselves properly
Definitely.
with the explanatory notes, see what's in there, anticipate the questions,
Yes.
look at the links. I think we can all agree that the 6th edition is better than the 5th, but frankly, that's wasn't a high bar, was it?
No, it wasn't. Was it a problem that needed solving? I don't think so, but we are where we are.
We are indeed, Stu. So hopefully those thoughts are helpful for our conveyancer friends.
Fingers crossed.